Command, Twin Mass here reporting on the fallout of the Command Activity 4 for my JSA contingent. We found ourselves facing off with some similar Charlies, a grouping of Toha commanded by Thaw 42. We had heard that the hospital complex in Naruma had data downloads for some of our recently believed KIA troopers. Speaking freely, Command, after this engagement, all I have to say is, if we can regain some of our experienced troopers, then perhaps our greenhorns will stop standing around waiting to be shot. The Triangle Lovers got a jump on us getting into the complex, though Raiden Costa did at least attempt to shoot a rocket their way before they got too far in. What happened to the shot? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Like I said, we need to improve our recruitment requirements. Before we could get very close at all, the Triangulars had already secured the objective room, popping smoke every chance they got. By the way, who the hell puts a heavy flamethrower in a room full of sensitive equipment as a defensive action? The Haramaki, what's-her-name, you assigned to my unit, must have been riding pretty high, because she barely listened to orders. Making it to the objective room, she proceeded to stand still as one of the Charlies adhesive launched her to the ground, and something must have happened to all that high-tech crap you pasted on those troopers because she stopped. I mean, she stopped doing everything. I assume inspired by her comrade's uncontrolled charge, Lieutenant Damaru K felt it was necessary to follow in suit. Pulling the Raiden support team out of position and sacrificing Keisetsu Jenkins, because who didn't see that coming, Damaru K was able to engage the Triangular with the heavy flamethrower in hand-to-hand. Aren't we training and equipping Damaru troopers to win in hand-to-hand these days? Needless to say, K dropped like a ton of bricks as her opponent snuck in between armor joints with a filth-covered weapon. Enraged by the loss of their lieutenant, the team of paramedics charged in, guns a-blazing. They must have been thinking that the walls were their enemy, because even though they took out a couple of the Charlies, they killed the shit out of the walls. Hell, for good measure, one decided to stab Kay in the eye, finishing her off with a medipack. Aren't these paramedics trained with these medipacks? All in all, the paramedic charge had impact, but pretty much ended in a good old marshmallow roast as they tested the new flame-retardant uniforms we issued. Good news, the uniforms don't burn. Bad news, the uniforms don't protect the wearer from fire. We ended up pulling out with only Raiden Costa remaining from the engagement, and considering his performance overall, I'm not sure I would consider retaining him in Boone. Overall, this engagement was an absolute disaster, but we still need to go back. Perhaps if you can assign my unit some less green troopers, we'll be able to finish the mission and get the much needed data downloads. This is Twin Masks signing off.